Hi Sag, this is your reading for March 2019. Thanks for joining. Please set aside anything that you're doing so you're not multitasking, and all of your presence is here with me for your reading. Tune into the deck. Send your energy over this way. Tune in with me as well. And check in with your higher self and your guides. Ask them to reach out to my higher self and my guides so that we can create a feedback loop of information to get relevant messages that are especially tailored for you. Really interesting cards here for you this month, Sag. First of all, there's two kings both upright in the reading, and also two tens. One is reversed. My first impression as I was putting the cards down is that there's a feeling here that you are now in a space of clarity after perhaps a time in the recent past, where you may not have felt clarity on certain issues, or you may have had clarity on certain issues but have been unable to move forward. There's been a feeling, there may have been a type of pause or delay or suspension in your ability to move forward. That could have been from outside influences, but that could have also been your choice to kind of just pause and wait and take your time before making any decisions or taking any action forward with whatever issue it is that you're dealing with here. What I feel here is that there is, as I said, clarity in your situation, and I'm hearing it was obvious. So I think you knew what you were dealing with. There was no mystery there, but as I said, you may not have felt quite so empowered to take action, or maybe you weren't necessarily 100% clear what the right decision or what the right action might have been to take forward, but now you are, and there's a feeling here of a release, like a breakthrough. There's a feeling here of energy moving, and the crossing card here at the center of the reading is the Sun. So King of Swords at the center of the reading, crossed by the Sun. So King of Swords is the energy giving me clarity and a sense of feeling like a sense of certainty about what it is that you're going to do and the decisions that you're about to make, crowned by the Two of Pentacles. It does feel like there's five Pentacles cards here in the reading. So I do feel like for a lot of you, this reading is about your work and certain projects that you may have been involved with. There could be contracts involved as well, because you have this Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune. They're both in reverse in this position here of your environment. So I feel for some of you, you may be coming out of a time where you have been working with someone, and you have felt a little bit like that person's energy could have caused this feeling of like uncertainty or suspension or pause or indecisiveness, or a feeling of an inability to move forward. And now you feel clear about certain decisions that you need to make or the direction that you want to go. But somehow, and that's a very positive energy, I feel like there's a very clear feeling of shifting energy from something that felt very limited and stuck to something that is feeling more like optimistic, of course, with the Sun. But also there's a clarity there around like how you want to manage your own money and your finances. There's also the Eight of Pentacles here. There's also the Ten of Pentacles here. So there's a lot of Pentacles energy here that gives me this feeling like you have greater clarity about what you want to do and how you want to manage your money and your physical energy, and where you want to invest your energy and your time and your skills in order to kind of see a long-term future for yourself, or see the direction that you want to go as far as like your own your own skills and your own resources. And I feel there's this energy here of certain, maybe people in your environment or someone you've been working with. This could also be a relationship reading, certainly. If this relates to your relationship, then this could be about your partner. And I feel that for some people, while there is clarity about the decision and the direction that you want to take moving forward from here, there is a little bit of sticky energy with contracts and this feeling of like how to handle the legality of it and how to actually unbind any bindings that have been in place regarding contracts with another person, whether it's a marriage or a business matter. But fundamentally, like the energy feels really clear. Like there's this movement from this Five of Pentacles in reverse in the foundation, in your unconscious, which is kind of saying to me that there is like a time now where you want to move out of certain kind of, like you want to move away from poverty consciousness. Obviously, we all do. But I feel like this card is saying that there has been a situation that you've been in with another person which has left you feeling kind of less than royal. I'm hearing less than royal. But now seeing these two kings come out here, and both in the upright position, it does feel like there is a reclamation of power. There feels like a turning point has been achieved, where the hold that this person has, or the effect or the influence that another person has had over you, is waning and leaving your influence. And you are gaining clarity on how you want to manage your own resources and the direction you want to go in your workplace, in order to create your own abundant life and a sense of well-being that you can achieve. Like there's a knowing here. There's a real clarity and a knowing here about how you're able to channel your own energy and time and money and resources and skills into projects and into people, or even into relationships that are meaningful to you in a way that feels very nurturing. King of Pentacles. There's a heightened sense of living, in the sense that you're creating a quality of life. It's kind of the opposite of this energy of the Five of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is offering this type of, it's a type of opulence, but it doesn't even necessarily have to mean luxury or wealth. It's more like a type of connection to life and a connection to all things, a connection to well-being that is so profound and so delicious that it's totally beyond money. It's just about a well-being, a sense of clarity, a sense of connection and alignment with yourself, with your environment, with your family, friends, people, whatever it is, that makes you just feel really, really good. Real abundance. Now, I haven't spoken about these two tens here. You've also got two nines in the reading. So maybe I'll go there first. So you've got these two nines, Nine of Cups upright and the Nine of Wands upright. The Nine of Cups is with the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is with the Ten of Pentacles. So let's look at them all together, because this is very interesting and it feels very clear, the messages that I'm going to pass on here. So Nine of Cups with the Seven of Wands. This is saying to me that you are, and this is in the position of your hopes and fears. This is clearly saying to me that you are, you're tired of feeling defensive. You're tired of having to kind of like always keep making your case or keep talking about things, the same things. It's like you've had so many conversations about the same things, and it just goes in a loop. And you want to put that down now and just like focus on your own well-being and on your contentedness, because you know how to get this. And I feel like whoever you've been engaged with or interacting with, whether it's a business partner or a work colleague or even friends, family, parent, could be children, could be partner, whatever. Or even if this reading is just about you and your personal process that you're going through right now, it's like maybe you're tired of like the inner dialogue that is kind of a little bit too much focused on what's not working, and you just want to like focus on what does work. You want to focus on putting your energy on things that make you feel good, that make you feel alive, that you know that you're putting your sense of well-being first is how you create a successful life. It's not like you create a successful business or a successful life and then you get happiness. It's the opposite, and you already know this. So this is a clarity here that I feel, where you've decided or you understood already that whatever you've been doing or whoever you've been working with or engaged with in a certain way, if there is a constant battle there, if there's a constant struggle, you're ready to put that down, because you know what you have to go towards to is very bountiful and clear and free of drama. And that's what this quadrant is saying here. This 10 of Pentacles upright with the 9 of Wands upright. Same kind of thing. It's like you may be tired of fighting. You may be tired of kind of the constant pursuit of things that are, it seems very inefficient. The feeling I'm getting from this card here is that the way you've been working or the way you've been interacting is very inefficient, and you feel exhausted. There's a tiredness there of, again, this kind of constant need to go to battle, the constant loop of whatever it is, like in a way of interacting that is very inefficient. It feels very like you've kind of reached, you've found kind of the limit of your endurance perhaps with a certain situation, and you're turning your attention more towards like things that just make you feel good. It feels very clear, like you're moving away from environments, from people, from situations that have been exhausting and taxing and overly complicated and inefficient and too much talking and not enough doing. These three cards kind of feel like they go together. Yeah, so Wheel of Fortune there in reverse and the Justice card in reverse. So these two cards here from the Major Arcana are number 10 and 11. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I feel that there could be some potentially delays in moving forward in a way where, because there are some contracts or some legal situations or some kind of there's something to undo there, or some closure. There's some closure or completion that needs to be wrapped up here. Now, both of these cards, Justice and Wheel of Fortune, can describe karmic contracts, but they can also describe actual physical contracts, legal contracts. As I said, I don't want to make you worry, because I don't think it's a big deal, because all the rest of the reading feels very clear. I just saw that too. You have 10, 11, and 12 from the Major Arcana here. 10, 11, and 12. It's the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, and the Hanged Man. But the Hanged Man is in the position of the past. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're coming from a position where recent past you've been in a pause position or in a stalemate position or in a feeling of being suspended and unable to move forward with certain things that you want to do, or feeling kind of bound by other people's energy. That's what these two cards are saying. And that's a recent past. So there's this energy here. It's like a slight regression, having to go back a little bit and rework agreements or resolve certain agreements or close out certain contracts or rewrite certain contracts in order to close this cycle, close this pattern, for it to be completely done and filed away. But it doesn't mean that you can't move forward and start other things or begin your new life. It's something that there's going to be, I feel like there's going to be a little crossover, okay? It's a little crossover. Because as I said, this feels clear here. This feels like a lot of forward-moving energy and a real clarity. The final card I didn't really speak on is this 10 of Swords here in the position of your outcome with the 10 of Pentacles. As I said, it does feel like a clear decision, like a closure of a certain cycle. There's another 10. So the Wheel of Fortune is number 10. This is the 10 of Swords, and you have the 10 of Pentacles. And I feel this 10 of Swords in reverse with the King of Pentacles is simply describing a little, it's more of like a kind of nod back to this corner here where it's like the 10 of Wheel of Fortune in reverse is kind of describing like a cycle that's not quite closed yet, because there's still some tying up to do with legal matters or documents, contracts. And that's what this is saying. Like, you're ready to move towards this, and you have made a decision to close out that cycle. But this 10 of Swords is in reverse because energetically the matter is finished, but there is some physical, mundane kind of physical real world things that need to be closed out to actually complete that contract or complete that agreement. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Temperance, Hierophant reversed, 4 of Wands, and 6 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this is indicating to me that for some of you this is a relationship reading, and that there could be a dissolving of a marriage or a partnership here. So with the Hierophant is another card lending a little bit more weight to this interpretation of there being legal matters to deal with. So the Hierophant could speak about, again, contracts, marriage, anything to do with institutions or any kind of agreements, formal agreements. And then the 4 of Wands here with the 6 of Cups reversed could indicate that there has been a marriage that's ended, or a partnership that's ended, or some kind of contract has ended, or a soulmate connection, something like that. There's like a closure there, or at least a pause or a separation, let's say. And then the Temperance card here is suggesting the overall energy of this reading is that I feel that you, and this is your card, right, Sagittarius? This is your card. So I feel that the message from this card here is that no hard feelings, like it's all love. It's all love. Look at the emblem on the chest of this angel. This kind of is representing you. This is a very heart-centered person. This is a heart-centered energy. It's very celestial. It's very cosmic. It's very understanding. It's very adaptable. It's very adept at forgiveness. That's basically what this is. So if you've been in something, whether it's a marriage or a partnership or a work contract or some kind of project where things didn't quite work out, you're bringing this energy forward, which is very forgiving, very loving, very accepting, and it's like a resolution. Resolution. There's no hard feelings, There's no hard feelings. It's just loving and okay, we'll move on now to our separate ways, our own ways. Beautiful. I feel that's it for your general reading, Sag. Just check over if there's no more messages here. Yeah, let's take the Voyager deck now and have a look for your higher octave reading. The higher octave reading is designed to give a little bit more insight into what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level, to hopefully provide some clarity and perhaps advice on how to move forward given the opportunities that we're dealing with, in order to take the highest possible route and make the most of the chance that we've been given to evolve and grow. So while I'm shuffling, please send your energy over into the deck so I can get really clear messages for you. It's not the easiest deck to shuffle. Child of Crystals reversed, crossed by the Ace of Crystals. Universe reversed. Ace of Wands, Ace of Worlds. Woman of Crystals. Sage of Worlds. The Lovers. Seven of Crystals. The Hanged Man. Again. The Sun again. So there's some repeating cards here. Balance in this deck is Justice, and it is in reverse again. So there's definitely some repeating messages here from the previous spread. Nine of Wands reversed. You also had that in the previous reading here. Man of Cups reversed. And Woman of Worlds upright. Okay. The messages that I feel are here is that well, first of all, for some of you, so at the foundation here you have the Ace of Pentacles upright. So fundamentally, for most of you who are watching, this is a general reading after all, so not everyone will get the messages here, but at the foundation you have this Ace of Wands. So it's saying to me that in your subconscious mind and deep down within you, you are really ready for a new physical beginning, and you have sort of inspiration and fresh new vigor to start something new or to move on from something that you've been in for a little while. And this is also confirmed here by the Ace of Crystals being the crossing card at the center of the reading. At the heart there, crossed by the card that's crossed by the Ace of Crystals is this Child of Crystals, and this card is in the reverse position. So while you have these two aces here that are kind of indicating a preparedness or a readiness for a new beginning, there's a few other cards here in the reading that are suggesting that that time may not actually be available to you right now, in the sense that, okay, so you have the Universe in the crowning position here in reverse. The Universe relates to the World card from the Major Arcana. So, and it's the last card from the Major Arcana series, indicating a completion of a cycle or a closing out. So being that it's in reverse here, and seeing also that you have the Hanged Man right beside it, which you had in the previous reading as the position in the card coming into the reading, right? So this card is now showing up for you twice. So it's kind of driving, home the point that there is a feeling here that there is still some unfinished business, that there is a suspension in your ability to maybe move forward and really close out this cycle, because there's some things that you need to tie up still. And as I said in the previous reading, that does feel like it could be something contractual, some kind of like actual just documents, or it could simply be some communication that needs to happen between you and another person. And then in the final position here, you have the Sun, which you had in the previous reading as your crossing card, and Justice, which in this deck is called Balance, and in this reading it's also in reverse. So again, I feel that these cards are reiterating what we learned in the first reading, in that there is a clarity within you. There is an uprising of fresh new energy to begin something new. It feels like decisions have been made, and energetically and emotionally you have kind of made a shift. But it feels like in the physical world, in the actual manifest world, in your interactions with another person, it does feel like you see that there is some closure that needs to occur, and that may leave you feeling a little bit frustrated. I'll be honest. In the next coming short time, maybe the next couple of months, you may feel a little bit frustrated because legal things can take time. Having the government involved or having the law involved always adds extra time onto things, because there's a bureaucracy and a process to go through, But let's move on to some of the other cards here, because that's that part of the reading there. Now, other cards down here at the foundation, besides this Ace of Pentacles, you have the Lovers with the Woman of Worlds upright. So for some of you, this could indicate that, there's actually a few different messages here, and I'll give them all, and you just pick which one is yours, right? Sorry about that. Someone came to the door. So what I was saying is, in this quadrant, you have the Lovers and the Woman of Pentacles, Woman of Worlds. So there's different messages here. What I feel is, for some of you, you may be having a hard time either accepting a separation or going through with it if it was your idea. For others of you, you might want to separate, but you might just be finding out that you're pregnant, which will make the decision very difficult. And then for others of you, this could indicate the start of a new relationship, independent of your previous experience. This is actually a new beginning with someone else. So there's 3 different readings there. Let me know in the comments which one is yours. Other information here is that we have the 7 of Crystals in this quadrant with the Man of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, this is describing a person that you've been involved with, whether it's a business partner or a work colleague or a lover, a love interest or a friend, where there has been some deception and lying and dishonesty, and you have realized it, and it's indicated that you are moving away from this person, and that you have understood clearly the influence that this person has been affecting you with, and you have made your clear decision to move away from him. For some of you, this person is the same person that you may or may not be pregnant to, or that you may or may not be trying to separate from. It's not my job here to tell you what to do. I'm just reading the cards here, and what it says here is that this person is unhealthy in themselves. Like, there's some toxicity around their behavior. There's definitely lying and dishonesty and deception. And it's up to you what to do with that information. Now, this central axis of the reading here, from recent past to future, is a really beautiful line of very positive and very uplifted energy of strength and realness, is what it feels like. So Woman of Crystals upright and the Sage of Worlds upright. So I feel like these are actually both describing you. I feel like this whole central axis is really describing you and your energy. And I feel that what this is saying here is that you are actually a very integral person. You have a lot of honesty. You have a lot of compassion and kindness. But most of all, you are very honest. You're a very honest person. And that's the energy that you are bringing to every situation. But in this reading especially, there's a clarity and an honesty that you have, that you are moving into this higher octave spread with, that it's taking you to this place of great wisdom and compassion. Because you have the final outcome card here is the Sage of Worlds, which is called Master in this deck. So it's kind of similar. It's similar energy to that King of Pentacles we had in the previous reading. They're from the same suit. It's the Pentacle suit representing Earth. So these 2 cards together, both in this part of the reading in the outcome cards, are saying to me that there is like a level of compassion, a level of wisdom, a level of understanding that you are bringing to the situation that is helping not just yourself evolve and grow and move through life with greater ease and grace, but you're also able to bring that influence to other people, and that's very beautiful. It's like your personal growth and your, I mean, this is true of everyone, but I think for you guys in particular, your special brand of higher kind of mind, higher consciousness, like that sort of constant yearning or that internal drive towards evolving and growing and improving and, you know, releasing yourself from karma by growing and really digging deep to kind of overcome your own inner obstacles and inner limitations has an effect on a lot of people. Now, these two final outcome cards here, I kind of already spoke on them, but I'll just touch again. So the Sun with Justice in reverse, it is a little bit of an indication that, as I said, you are coming out of this situation feeling pretty positive about it, even if there's some difficulty there. You're able to bring a lot of compassion and wisdom and understanding and clarity and bright hopefulness, lightness, optimism. But with the Justice in reverse here, there is this feeling of just, again, as I said, a slight delay in a total closure with someone because of some type of unfinished business or contracts. So let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. 5 of Crystals reversed, 6 of Worlds reversed, Fortune upright, and Sage of Wands reversed. I feel that what's here is I feel that this is a message here for the people who that reading was, or that message about you know, like if you may be having a hard time walking away from a relationship, even if you were the one that instigated the separation, and or you may be finding out that you're pregnant. There's a message here saying that you, how do I put that? Because you have the Fortune card here, right? Upright this time. And it was in the previous reading in the reverse position with the Justice card. So now you've got both of these cards coming out again, as well as the Hangman. So again, 10, 11, and 12 from the Major Arcana are coming out in both readings. It's very significant. So what I feel this is a message to you to kind of give you a sense of empowerment to kind of turn the wheel of your own karma on your own, and don't be passive. I feel that this is a very clear message to you to not be passive and not wait for other people's decision making to give you permission to move forward in a certain way, or don't wait for someone else to do something to make your decision. You need to move forward based upon your needs and wants, what you clearly feel is your path, right? Move towards this feeling of like, what's good for me, what's good for my well-being, like how can I take care of myself, because no one else will. No one else will. You have to do this, and this is about you feeling empowered to kind of alter the course of your own destiny by making decisions that may not seem easy, but in hindsight, once you do them and you look back, you're like, oh, that was the obvious choice. Use foresight. Use foresight to kind of like travel into the future and see, like, if I take this direction, where will I be in 5 years, 10 years, 2 months? If I take this decision, where will I be in 2 months, 6 months, 10 months, 1 year, 10 years? And that could be a way to help you make a clear decision about what to do here. Use foresight to kind of project into the future. That's what I feel like the message is here of the Sage of Wands. This card is called Seer. And this person has obviously the gift of sight. So use your foresight, use vision, use you know, use your imagination. It's all the same thing, really. And look ahead to see what you're doing now, what decisions you make now, what they might look like, and let that be a way to kind of guide yourself into decisions that feel clear and feel supported and feel nurturing to yourself, because that's the most important thing here. Like, what is nurturing to you? Okay? I feel like that's it for your reading, Sag. I'm trying to get the readings under 30 minutes because I know it's a lot of time to spend watching me talk. But I hope you found that helpful. I hope that was insightful. I really appreciate your time. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when new readings are getting uploaded, so you'll get a message in your inbox. Watch that again. There's a lot of information there. And maybe check it again at the end of the month to review and see what because some stuff here might not make any sense at all right now, but maybe in a couple of weeks' time after events unfold, it'll all kind of make sense to you. But yeah, always with the tarot, There's no prediction. I'm not a psychic. I'm not making predictions. My job here is to provide insight into this, like what energies are available to you. It's up to you to work with that energy and make decisions accordingly for your highest good. So always be honest, always be responsible, and yeah, sending a lot of love. I'll see you next month.